Good morning, beauties. It's a cutie. Hi, I'm alive. Sorry for getting this video to you guys late. I am still getting over the tail end of a cold, but that did not stop me from being consistent this week. So I thought that I'd switch up the video format for today and kind of show you guys what a day in the Curly Proverbz Beast Mode Hair Growth Challenge looks like. So if you're interested to see what that looks like, then go ahead and keep watching. First thing in the morning is I head to the kitchen and I grab a mug and fill it with warm filtered water. Then I grab my vitamin C packet and I put that in the cup first because it fizzes and reacts with the water, and obviously I don't want that to bubble up in my throat, so I usually add that first so the fizz can dissipate before I drink it. Then I go in with my MSM powder by Doctor's Best. For week 2, I was using 2 scoops of MSM powder in the morning, and according to Curly Proverbz calendar, I was supposed to then move from 2 scoops in the morning to 2 scoops in the morning plus 1 scoop at night, but I found that that's hard to stay consistent with, splitting the doses, so I went ahead and skipped up to 3 scoops of MSM powder in the morning, and I've experienced no side effects. Then it's time to add my collagen powder. I am going in with just half a scoop because I am at the ripe age of 24, so I don't find that I need any extra collagen because I'm still in my prime producing years, and yeah. Once those are all combined, I mix them up thoroughly, allowing the fizz from the vitamin C and the collagen to dissolve. The MSM dissolves really easily, and I find that this has a little flavor, and I just chug it. After some positive vibes with the pups in the morning, it's time to start my day. So I head upstairs to my room. I go ahead and take my hair, skin, and nails vitamin by Nature's Bounty, and once I'm done with that, then it's time to shower so I can get rid of the sleep stink. Before I shower, I go ahead and add my Aloe scalp spritz. This week, for week 2, I had in my spritz aloe vera juice, aloe vera powder, fenugreek, neem, nettle, and rosemary. As you can see, I'm out, but that's not a problem because we'll make more. So the night prior, I went ahead and mixed up some aloe vera juice with some aloe vera powder, fenugreek seeds, and amla, and I allowed that to sit overnight so the seeds can swell. Now that the seeds have swelled and the nutrients have infused into the aloe vera juice, it's time to filter it out. I have previously used nut milk bags to do this, but I find that the mesh isn't fine enough, and that leaves a lot of silt, like fine powder in the bottom of the bottle, and so then that got on my scalp. So in week 2, I did have to wash my scalp because there was a lot of buildup from the spritz on my scalp, not the oil, but just the spritz, and it was causing a lot of irritation. So I find that using a coffee filter helps me to create a more pure solution with fewer grains in the bottom. Now you see that the powders are filtered quite finely, so they do clog the filter, so you might have to use anywhere from 3 to 5 coffee filters in order to get all of the liquid through, but I find that it's worth it in order to prolong my wash day. So now, instead of washing every week, I am going on 2 weeks now of not washing my hair without any side effects or irritation. I'm finding that my scalp is remaining relatively buildup free, which is quite surprising given the amount of things I'm putting on it at the moment. This is a slow process, but I find that it's well worth it. Because it is slow, I am using the spoon to disturb some of the powder at the bottom so that the liquid can go through. And finally, I grew impatient and I went ahead and squeezed the remainder of the liquid through. This does allow some silt to get through, but not enough that it would be bothersome to my scalp. Now, also the night prior, I did brew some rosemary tea, and I did that by combining about 2 to 3 tablespoons of dried rosemary in 1 cup of water and allowing that to simmer for 3 to 5 minutes. Now, in my scalp spritz, I'm going to use just 1 scoop of MSM powder, which I am placing very carefully into the bottle. And then I am using a 1-to-1 ratio of my rosemary tea that I brewed the night prior, which smells amazing. It smells like an Italian restaurant, which might not be everyone's fancy. And then I'm going in with 1 part of the Fenugreek, Amla, and Aloe juice that we just made. I brewed a little bit too much, but that's okay. We'll find a use for that. And then I'm adding some rosemary essential oil. I like the smell of it, and I know it doesn't necessarily mix with the liquid because it is an oil, but I do find that it helps to extend the shelf life of my spritz so that I can keep it in the refrigerator for 5 to 7 days. Now here I'm combining just a little bit of the rosemary water with the remainder of my aloe juice, and I'll use that to refresh my hair, and I'll freeze the rest of the rosemary tea. Next, it's time to go to the gym and get that blood pumping. The circulation does help to distribute all of those lovely nutrients that we're placing on our scalp and ingesting throughout our body. MSM has helped me with my muscle recovery, and now I'm past the hump and I'm sleeping well. After the gym, I spilled a protein shake on myself, so don't mind that, but I am feeling really invigorated, and you can see here I'm having a little bit of growth. I'm pinching the braid to try and see if I can fit the width of my finger beneath the braid, because the width of my finger is approximately equivalent to 1/2 inch, which would be quite impressive for 2 weeks. You can see that the braid is looser. My braids have swollen up a little bit at the base because I did have to wash my scalp. So previously I'd stretched my hair, but now my hair is swelled up to its curly state a bit at the root. So that could be an explanation for why some of the growth might not be so apparent. But regardless, I am seeing growth more so than I would normally see in 2 weeks, but I can't say it's anything amazing. Now it's time to apply that new scalp spritz that we just made, and I left it in the fridge while I was at the gym, and it felt so great on my scalp after sweating and working really hard. I prefer to use an applicator bottle to a spray bottle because I find that allows me to deliver the spray directly to my scalp a little bit more easily. I'm going to use the remainder of my tea along with some Ayurvedic hair pudding from Nature's Ego in order to re-moisturize my hair. And I'm also diluting the Ayurvedic hair pudding because it does have a bit of a cast, and I do want my hair to have some movement, and I don't want product to just sit on top of my braids. I want it to penetrate a little bit more into the inner pieces of my hair that aren't necessarily sitting on the outside. So I'm using that on the mid-length to the end of my hair. And then I go back in with another scoop of the Ayurvedic hair pudding and a little bit more of the rosemary aloe tea and dilute that and apply it directly to my ends. As you can see, my curls are reverting, and I also go ahead and hit the back of my braids just so that I can make sure that the parts that are touching my clothes get enough moisture, because those are usually the first to dry out. After that, I put my hair in a low bun and tie it up and get ready to go steam. After my shower, my hair is steamed. Everything is absorbed and is looking good, so it's time to seal that in with some oil. I found this oil on Amazon when I was looking for itchy scalp remedies, and I don't really like it for my scalp. It's a little bit too thick and sometimes clogs my pores, but I find that it works really well for my hair. And I'm focusing that on the back of my head because, again, that's the part that touches my clothes the most, so it's usually the first to dry out. And I'm also focusing that on the ends of my hair. And now my ends are nice and nourished. So again, looking at my scalp, I did want to show you how it's looking. You can see the braids have grown out just a little bit. Again, I'm not sure it's anything impressive. Here's a shot of week 1 when I first installed these braids. These are fresh braids. I just finished them 20 minutes prior, and that's what we're looking like now. So again, nothing like crazy, but it's growing. Hair's growing, which is good. I really like these mini braid styles. I think that it looks really good, and I like that it's kind of a bit of a shake and go kind of style. Now I still had some more things to do in the day, so I went ahead and threw on my slap cap from Eleyae and went on my way. Now it's time for bed, and I am doing my nightly scalp massage. I keep my growth oil right by my bed so that I never forget. Even when I'm already in bed, I can't make excuses as to why or why not I should or should not do it. As I go through, I distribute the oil all over my scalp, and I make sure that I hit my edges so that those can stay nice and moisturized. Again, that does dry out pretty quickly for me because a lot of my skincare does touch my hairline, and so just making sure that I'm carrying all of those moisturizers into my hairline and making sure that it's good. But yeah, so far I'm really enjoying this journey. I'm finding a lot of benefits, not just for my hair, but also for my body. I apologize for this video being a little bit late, and I hope you can forgive me, but I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Thanks. Bye.